welcome back to Date with the Divas. We have some hot topics to discuss. If you haven't subscribed, come on now, click on that subscribe button and don't forget to like our videos. Grab your beverage of choice and Ms. Entrese, come on, start us off.
Okay, ladies, good evening.
Evening.
Months and months of speculation, rumor, and hearsay. There's now official word on whether or not Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will hop across the pond and attend King Charles III's coronation in May. Today, Buckingham Palace released a statement. Buckingham Palace is pleased to confirm that the Duke of Sussex will attend the coronation service at Westminster Abbey on the 6th of May. The Duchess of Sussex will remain in California with Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. The palace said in a statement, according to People magazine.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies, what do you think? Should Meghan have made an effort to attend her father-in-law's coronation?
Was she even invited though? I mean,
They both were invited.
Okay.
Well, I think, again, we don't necessarily know completely the ins and outs. Only she knows really what she went through and, how she feels. If there was maybe something that, went on with her and Charles, then I probably would feel some kind of way, I guess. And I don't know, I kind of would, for me, I think I would try and put it aside. This is her husband's family and trying to, maybe support him somehow. I don't know. And just, you go, you don't have to say much. And,
Maybe she didn't want to make it awkward for that side of the family. You know what I mean? Maybe, there's definitely still some tension and out of respect, she's like, I don't want to take attention away from his day. Let me go ahead and, just stay back with the kids. That way the press won't try to scrutinize every little thing and they could just be focusing on him, Maybe she just thought that it would be in the best interest for everybody involved because, everything they do now is sort of like, very scrutinized and, criticized or, she sneezed on the left side versus the right side when she was there, or she's so disrespectful to him, so it's, I guess, to avoid, damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of thing. She's like, I'm gonna just don't.
I get you, because I think that was a concern too, with them appearing that they might detract from what is actually happening. So I get it.
But do you think that's the real reason she ain't going? I'm just saying.
Why do you think she's not going, Marilyn?
I mean, all that, I wouldn't put myself in that situation again if she really, like Alicia said, if she really felt like it was discriminated against, and then take your babies, where they, the comments and the conversation about their ethnicity, I wouldn't do it unless, now if my spouse, husband asked me to go, it'd be a different story. But again, I think that's the reason, is that she's just not comfortable. And then, that tell-all coming out, again, that press and all that, it's just going to rehash all the stuff. Let bygones be bygones. She stay over on this side of the world, on this side of the pond. He can go over because he should, because that's his dad. Represent the family and come on home. And keep it low key.
Kids should be present for their grandfathers. I mean, it's a big deal that, he's.
How they under 5? They ain't gonna remember nothing.
They ain't gonna remember none of that.
No, but there's
should be no, but still.
I know that they were present.
And that's the thing too, is I'm sure viewers, you probably, talk and put some comments in there. It's a hard thing, again, I feel like sometimes you just kind of have to put something aside. And it's the children too, they're not involved, they didn't know, what I'm saying. I get it too. Maybe you're like, well, then they didn't care for them then. Why are they gonna care for them now? Why should they be there? That type of thing. But I don't know. I'm just this is family. It's family. And sometimes you don't get to choose. Sometimes some people do get to choose, but sometimes you don't. And sometimes you just gotta keep trying.
Sometimes you gotta let family go though too.
But on that note, halfway too, is just like, do you sometimes feel like where you're always making concessions and you're always accepting, you're always accepting the fact that, okay, you have done this to me, you've treated me bad, and I feel like I keep giving you grace.
The
and
other
you
cheek.
keep turning the other cheek, and you keep slapping me, and so it's just like, when does it stop? And when do you stand up for yourself and stand up for your kids? But at the same token, I do understand where you want to say, you're always constantly wishing that a person comes around and that they'll see that we're family and that we just need to like move past it.
You don't want the children to be outsiders unnecessarily, though.
Yeah.
When the kids are older and their cousins are all getting together, and they'll say, oh, when we were at the coronation, remember when so-and-so did this and that? Well, you were just a baby. Oh, you weren't even there. No, I think she should have gone. You don't have to be walked over just because you're somewhere. You just need to stand up, open your mouth, stop whining, and open your mouth and speak up for yourself.
Right,
She's
but it's
just-
also, does she even want to be fake? Because what if this is the first time they even reached out to her was just for this ceremony after all this time so far? It's like, do I need to be fake at this
Remember,
point?
they went
You said fake. I said open your mouth and speak up for yourself. Am I
Well, I'm
stuttering?
talking about if they haven't reached out beforehand to try to have a relationship since they left. That's that part. I'm
She's
talking about,
not
what you're
going to
saying.
have
I'm talking about
a-
in general. Who wants to be
She's
fake with fake people? Like, if
She's not going to
don't
have a
mess with me and my
relationship. She's
kids,
going to a ceremony. A ceremony.
Right. And that's just like,
going
just
to have
like,
dinner. I think she'd be going because it's a historical moment. It's a big moment for their family. Her kids are a part of the royal family, and this is their grandfather. I
like
think,
it or not.
I think they deserve to be a part of his big moment.
Yep.
I hope her
But
kids
he
back and think
she could have sent the kids without herself. I mean, they got nannies and all that stuff. So I mean, wasn't
there's
like the
that
kids
too.
couldn't have go. They could have went with
You
him.
know they're gonna talk.
that would have
You're
looked
always
super
gonna find
strange
something.
for him and the kids to go and her to stay home. That
Well,
would
they're
have
already talking.
been super petty.
Yes.
Agreed.
I don't know. I just feel like Meghan, she loves the drama, doesn't she?
What do you really feel, Ms. Artrice? You picking and prodding. How about you? What you feeling?
She's
Why
not
she
the one
gotta be
writing
picking the
books and doing
drama? You think she's
docuseries by
picking it?
herself.
Say that again, Alicia?
I said she's not the one writing books and stuff about exposing her own family. That's Harry. So
Oh no, he loves the drama too. And that's why he's going, because he loves the she's staying because she likes it as well.
No, he's going because he's like, dang, I gotta write another book. No, I need to get in good graces here.
right.
I need new
No,
material.
I need some fuel for my book.
Or because not saying I ain't wishing nothing on nobody, but his father's kind of old, so his brother gonna be in that seat sooner than later. So he still needs to stay in good grace with his brother.
Oh no, Queen Elizabeth lived about 200 years, didn't she?
But he ain't the same. He had a different lifestyle,
But
different
did
lifestyle.
you notice the changes that's going on quick though? You was mad quiet before when wifey was queen consort, and now you change it and you're like, oh, queen, she's queen.
They're like that. We ain't gonna accept you as our queen. You just there because you married him. You took what it should be, Queen Diana.
When I was reading about this story, I saw that May 6th is Archie's birthday. And I thought, oh, well, that's interesting that they would choose to schedule the coronation on Archie's birthday.
Oh.
It's a Saturday.
Unless
Archie-
there's a timeline, like
There could
certain
be.
days
There could
or
be.
something. But that's interesting though. And look, he's not even gonna be there. They could have a birthday party for him.
Is that May baby, May baby, May baby?
Yeah.
Well, drop down in the comments and let us know. Do you think that Meghan should have sucked it up and attended her father-in-law's big day and supported her husband? Or do you agree with Miss Nicole that was it you, Nicole, that said she should stand up for herself? One of y'all
Yeah.
said.
So, yeah, she should go. Doesn't mean she has to take any snuff from him.
Okay, so we are going to go from the royal family to Bravo.
The next royal family, right?
Good segue. But if you've been living under a rock, it's possible that you have not heard about the latest scandal to rock the Bravo universe. That has
Just the dirt off me. Hold on.
that rock, Nicole.
Nicole, I was thinking the same thing. I didn't want to admit. I was like, I know I saw something, but I ain't paid too much attention to it. I've been busy. So
Okay,
what's,
so we got
what's the
two
tea?
rocks. He
Same.
got too little dust.
How about I'm under a pebble? Is that better?
Well, you're coming
Not-
into the light tonight. You're gonna get all the tea and we're gonna dig into this.
Okay, let's dig.
Scandal is so big, it's been given a nickname called Scandoval
Mhm.
after Tom Sandoval, who is the star of the show, one of the big stars of Vanderpump Rules. Vanderpump Rules has been on for 10 seasons. We're now in the 10th season that's airing currently. Tom is obviously the gentleman in the middle. His girlfriend of 9 years, Ariana, is the beautiful blonde to the left in the white
Long
dress.
hair.
The
In
blonde
the white and beige, yeah.
That's his girlfriend of 9 years, Ariana. She is also a star on the show. They're kind of like the center of the group. It's an ensemble cast of about 10 to 12. They rotate, but Tom and Ariana have been a mainstay on the show. They're not married, but they've bought a beautiful home together. They wrote a book about mixing cocktails together. And like I said, they're kind of like the moral center of the show and the friend group. I would say arguably the most popular couple, certainly the most long-term couple on the show. So as I said, the show is currently airing, and Raquel was introduced season 4 as James Kennedy's. Raquel, if we go back to the picture, Raquel is the young lady with the bob. She was introduced season 4 as DJ James Kennedy's girlfriend. They later got engaged. Tom even helped James set up the proposal, which was very elaborate last season. It was filmed. Tom helped James set up the proposal to Raquel. That's how close the 4 of them really had become. That's the proposal, the engagement of James and Raquel. Well, at the reunion last season, Raquel broke off the engagement with James. So she entered this current season as a single girl. We're up to episode 10, and Raquel has already dated one cast member and kissed another one, not Tom Sandoval. And she kissed Garcelle's son when they went to Vegas. So we're 10 episodes in the current season, and Raquel's already messed around with 3
Wow.
castmates. So she's living her best single life. Meanwhile,
Trying to make her Bravo check.
Meanwhile, Tom and Ariana are being presented as the loving couple that we've always seen them to be. Well, in real time, as the show is airing last month, a scandal broke out that Ariana was at Tom's concert and saw illicit video of Raquel, his co-star, 12 years his junior, who Ariana, we see this season, has taken under her wing. They've been going out together, Ariana and Raquel. She's been kind of helping her get into the friend group a little more because she came in as James's girl. And so she's trying to develop her own identity. And Ariana has been helping her with that. Well, Ariana sees illicit sexual videos of Raquel on Tom, her boyfriend's phone. And then the whole world found out that not only had they broken up, but that Tom has been having an affair since August of last year with Raquel, his co-star.
What happens when you dig in the phone?
A quick question. So did they actually break up? And they broke up and he was having an affair, or was he cheating already and he was still with
Good
them?
question.
Because technically, if they broke up, it's just not to public to our eyes. It's that what they
Well,
do,
here's
they
the
just do it on
kicker.
camera.
Well,
Oh,
so that's where it gets interesting.
Exactly.
This affair started in August of last year. That is where we're seeing that on film right now. And Ariana and Tom are a couple. August of last year was Sheena's wedding. That's aired last week and this week. That was in August. Tom now says that's when the affair started. And it's clear to see on the show that he's still with Ariana.
Mm-hmm.
So I know he's saying now that we'll bring it to the present day that he was breaking up with her, but we're not seeing that. And Ariana's not saying that that's what happened. None of the friends understood that they were broken up. So Marilyn brings us to the present day. Tom,
And I was under a rock.
Apparently, it was a pebble.
Tom took himself down to the Howie Mandel podcast
Mhm.
and gave a real long interview defending himself. Because,
Mhm.
Bravo fans are very passionate. So Tom has really been, getting it the last month. Like he can barely walk down the street. He says he's felt like he's been on the run for a triple homicide since this whole thing.
You know what? I'm kind of glad because I'm tired of women always getting a scarlet letter. It's time for the men to feel the heat. Yes, ladies.
Yes, yes. And that is certainly happening here. And he has two businesses, one with Lisa Vanderpump. He's a co-owner of the restaurant Tom Tom, with the other Tom Schwartz. And he and Tom Schwartz opened their own bar recently. That was documented on the current season. So apparently people were jumping on Yelp and giving them horrible reviews because they were so upset with Tom. So Tom Schwartz had to come out with a statement that, you know, there are other people involved with this business. They're employees. We know you're mad at Tom, but please don't take it out on the rest of us. So Tom has really been getting it. So he took himself to Howie Mandel and tried to defend himself by giving us the deets. What really went down. And so I took some notes because it was a 1 hour and 50-minute interview, and I sat through the whole thing.
And there was
So you
heat
sat through the
about
whole
him going
thing,
on
too?
Howie's show.
Right. And I must say that this is his version of how it went down.
This is
Because
very, 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 very much his version.
Here's my thing, before you get to the details. If you ain't officially broke up with the person, you in a relationship. And what
That
you're
part.
doing is cheating, period.
Yep.
So if it's clear that you haven't had the conversation, no matter if you're having problems or whatever, if you had said, this is over, we are separating, whatever, you had that conversation, he can't defend it. What is he defending? He already did wrong.
But wait, there's more.
Okay.
he gives some kind of, you know, go ahead, Mizan.
Okay, so
If we
I'm
believe him.
my
Go
notes.
ahead.
Joe, you took some notes yourself, so jump in if I leave anything out, because he said a lot, and I'm not going to regurgitate all the nonsense he was spouting.
It's the key
finished
lies.
The
No, you
whole
didn't. The key highlight. So number one, they were no longer intimate on a regular basis.
What's that have to do with anything? But go ahead. They were living together.
That's
No,
what
he
I'm
was-
saying. Did you break up?
And then
He
that's
was just explaining how they were drifting apart.
So Ms. Nicole is translating, Ms. Antrice is providing the commentary. There we
I'll
go.
find the notes. You guys can translate what it means.
Go ahead.
They were living separate lives, but even though they owned the home together, they had a business together. He kept calling it a brand. He's like, we had our brand to protect. And I was like, what brand? I
He
don't
was
know.
user.
Yep.
Tom Schwartz, his best friend, got on Andy's Watch What Happens Live and said that Tom Sandoval told him he was going to break up with Ariana after the reunion aired. Tom Sandoval on Howie Mandel contradicted that and said, no, that was never his plan. He was going to break up with Ariana while they were in therapy. But it doesn't seem as though he ever really did. It just seemed as though he brought up the topic of breaking up, to which Ariana would respond, no, we're fighting for this relationship. I'm not letting you, these are his words. I'm not letting you leave me. You know, we're too invested. If you leave me, I'll quit the show. I won't open my restaurant. I'll leave town. I was like, okay, well,
Life won't be worth living.
And so just leave.
no,
That
he
again,
grown
that-
man.
just kept talking about it. He
Yes.
says he tried to break up with her on Valentine's Day. Who tries to break up with somebody they love on Valentine's Day? I don't know. I don't know why he thought that would help his case.
Yeah.
But he said she wasn't
That's
happy.
nice.
She wasn't having it.
She was not having it. So
sounds
he
like a
carried
slave.
on the affair from August until March of this year. He says he saw Raquel constantly, and Ariana didn't even notice. That's how checked out of the relationship she was. So it's almost like he was blaming her for not catching him.
Right. That's what it sounded like to me. And
That's
how
what-
do you think it's
that's what
because she
cheaters
was
do.
not checked into the relationship? No, you weren't checked into the relationship, fool. What the heck?
In his defense now, he said neither of them were checking into the relationship. He said he was withdrawn, she was depressed, he was depressed, she had her depression differently, she stayed in bed all the time, didn't want to do anything. He went out drinking, gallivanting, having affairs.
No excuse.
But yet they in therapy together, but you were checked out. Okay, which one is it? You in therapy?
Oh,
right? Relationship or
No,
not?
he was in therapy to break
Exactly.
up with her because she
Allegedly.
wasn't
Howie Mandel was not checked in, since we're using that terminology. He had never watched the show. He was clearly
Mhm.
just a friend of Tom's and wanted to give Tom an opportunity to redeem himself, but he wasn't in a position to ask any of the tough questions. The only place where I felt like he kind of got Tom is Tom said, okay, after we started having these discussions in therapy, all of a sudden she got really kind and supportive and funny. And she was the Ariana that, I fell in love with. And it's like, why was she doing it now? And Howie Mandel said, well, that's the point of therapy.
Right.
Like maybe going to therapy helped her realize that you were drifting away. Maybe she did notice you were drifting away. And so she changed her behavior to draw you back in. And he was like, well, by then I was out of it. I was done. So
I would like to say one thing though. He kept saying had been trying to break up with this woman for months. And every time Howie asked him, but did you tell her? Did you tell her what you were feeling? Did you tell her you were no longer into? He never said that he told her. He never said to her, I want out. I don't feel like I'm connected to you. He never once spoke to her until maybe they got to therapy. I don't know what happened in therapy.
Like he felt like I was giving her all the hints.
Mhm.
So
Hint
she
versus
should
real language.
Yeah. So she
And that's some bull. That's some bull because
Yeah.
relationships are ebbs and flows. You have you're in love, everything's perfect, and then you have those times you're struggling and you guys have to work through. If you're not communicating, clearly communicating, how's the person can be a mind reader? Because it's ebbs and flows. You talk to people who've been married 30, 40, 50 years, and they'll tell you that it's work. And you have to both be in. And if somebody's not easily or effectively communicating, how would she even know? That's what I'm saying. I think that's some bull. And he's trying to blame her. I was checked out. Or I
And
tried
I'ma
to break
say,
up.
go ahead, Ms. Nicole.
He said he is not blaming her. He is at fault. He's not saying, oh, it's not my fault, or she was awful, she was this, she was that. And he says, yes, I felt this way, but I'm not saying this to say it's not my fault, it's all her fault. He's saying he just
That's
That's
was.
the words out of his mouth, but his implications of
It's the
context around
implication.
that is different.
Because
He's
I
talking
tried
out
to
of
break
both
out.
sides of his mouth.
Right.
I was
Right.
cheating,
Thank
but I
you.
didn't break up with her because of
Yeah.
our brand. What did you-
And
No,
I
no,
kind
no.
of feel too, and maybe, some man of it is going to be pissed off at me, but it is what it is. When you want the woman, you know exactly what to say, what to do,
Yeah.
and you very vocal about what you want. But
You have
all of a
no
sudden, when it's time to break up, it's like, oh, I didn't.
I don't know
and
what to
you
do.
tried.
I thought she.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question because I missed it. Does the lady in the picture, the one he was having an affair with,
Or Cal.
yeah, the little cute bob head that broke up, that's some bull too. She wrong too. She
Oh,
needs
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Like,
I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm saying.
I was connecting all the dots. I'm like, wait,
Right, 'cause how you gonna
you
try
up in my
to be
face
my
and in my
friend? Yeah.
that's some bull.
Slowly coming out of the rock, huh, Marilyn?
Yeah.
Right. Like, how you gonna try to be my friend and want me to hook you up with my main people to be in my clique, and you sleeping with my man? Girl,
No, next thing you know, they're gonna be married, living together.
right.
Didn't your mama tell you don't
Well,
bring
maybe
your
not.
friend to the job that you want?
Basically.
It seems like
To
all
the
of them are all
interview that
sleeping
you want, because they'll
together.
get the job.
Yeah, it seems like all of them are sleeping together. Like you said, Artrice, one of them was like hopping around with 3 or 4 different guys right before this one, and then it's like, wow, no one has an STD yet. Like,
Damn, you just went there.
I mean,
I love it, Alicia. I love
Protection.
I
it.
mean, I just
protection.
thought about it because, like, if this was Love and Hip Hop, we'd be like, oh, this is so ghetto, blah, blah, blah. But now that these are posh people, it's a whole different tone of voice.
well, I don't know if you guys saw, those of you not under the rock, a TMZ caught Raquel, because Ariana and Tom still live together. They own a home, and neither one of them
Kick his butt out.
Mm-hmm.
He won't go, apparently, according to the girlfriends. He refuses to leave. He says he paid for that half of that house. He pays half of the mortgage. He doesn't. He told Howie Mandel, it's not like I have friends that I can go stay with at this point, because the whole friend group has turned, except for Tom Schwartz, the whole friend group has turned on him.
He's a home man. He ain't got no more friends than the people that work for him, that work at that show. Come on.
You know what? They really are a friend group. That's what's unique about Vanderpump Rules, is this is a real, actual circle of friends.
He's about to get X'd out.
You
that
mean
circle.
backstabbers? Because they all sleeping with each other's mans. Backstabbers ain't real friends.
That's how they do. That's how they do.
She said friend group, Nisha, friend group.
Okay.
But listen, ladies, Raquel was caught coming out of Tom's and Ariana's house after going in at 11 o'clock at night. TMZ
Oh,
got her
hell no.
out at 3 p.m. the next day.
She need to beat her butt.
Ariana
mean-
was out of town. I
Mm.
mean, after we've broken up and we're still living in the same house, do you get to bring your side piece?
Hell no.
No. That's what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying. You take your
It all
ass to a
depends on-
hotel or her house.
People continue to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
I would beat her ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me how you really
Right.
feel, Marilyn, as she's crawling out under the rock.
I would beat her ass.
Well,
You
one
in
of
my house?
I
My
know,
house.
really, they're like, girl, you know that's foul. You know you have no,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Most definitely.
like you can't take him to your house for the night.
that's what I'm
Go to
saying.
a
That's what they
hotel,
you,
goddammit.
you disrespected my house. You already cheated with my movie.
Y'all
You in
making
my
a
house.
Bravo check. Y'all couldn't go to a hotel?
That part. Yeah.
Her
So
ass would be
told
beat.
on Howie Mandel, because Howie asked, how was the relationship with Raquel going now? He says they're taking a break. They're trying to figure things out. And for right now, they're just friends. They're not together. And Howie said friends with benefits. And Tom said not right now.
He
Do we
lying.
believe him?
No.
He got
Mm-mm.
somebody else. That was just the side piece as is, the transition from the relationship before you get into the next one that I'm assuming this is his first time. Granted, he could have been a habitual cheater, but we'll see.
Right. But didn't
And maybe
Raquel
she
try to
dumped him.
apologize? I'm sorry. Do
They
you have that part too or no?
Raquel, what?
She tried to
Yes.
apologize in that article. You said,
She did. She did. She did put out a public apology. She did.
So
That was
Because
before
of all the
she went to
backlash,
Ariana's
exactly, Ms. Nicole, so what?
house. That was before she went to Ariana's house, Alicia.
oh,
And
was it? Oh, ooh.
and again. Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. If you come out of somebody's house at 3 the whole next day, then you're not just friends with no benefits then.
That
I
was
don't think that was,
before
but-
the
Weeks
interview.
ago. Like that was before the interview.
Okay.
Now I kind of believe him because I think Raquel is maybe not as in love with him as he
That's
is.
what I was gonna say. She dumped him.
Oh, okay.
Like this was a come up situation for her because if you're watching, she's real. I mean, she's jumping around from D to D to D, trying to
That's true.
see what sticks. And she was really pursuing his friend, Tom Schwartz, who's getting a divorce this season. And I think she just ended up with Tom Sandoval because, that's who wanted her.
I'm beginning to believe that you're part of this friend circle, Andres. In your head, maybe? I don't know.
Watching the show since day one. So yes,
Okay.
10
Okay.
years. Woo.
yes. Well, let us know what you guys think. What did you think of Tom's interview? Did he change your mind? Are you more understanding of why Tom did the things that he did? Do you feel like Ariana should have been looking for the signs and checking phone sooner than she was? I mean, is that what we come to?
No.
That's what we have to
No.
do?
If you've got to
Right.
check his phone and worry about all that, you should not be in that relationship. Period.
and
Well-
after you check the phone, you realize that and you dump him.
Well, some women don't do that. They
In the
stick
midst of the
around.
blow up. She got a Lifetime movie offer when this whole thing broke out. I think
Who
she's
did?
filming right
Which one?
now, where she's the police officer. She's filming a Lifetime movie right now.
Which girl? I'm sorry. Which lady?
Ariana Maddox.
Oh, okay.
She's gonna be on the next season of Dancing with the Stars. They just
Okay.
made that offer to her.
At
And
least she's not married to him, or she has to worry about all that
Or
other
at least
stuff,
no
her
kids either,
income
right?
and all
No
that too.
kids.
no kid. They have no children.
All they
Yeah.
need to do is sell that house, or
Yeah.
somebody
Well,
buy
sure.
each other out.
Their businesses are all intertwined. He said their lives, their business, everything is intertwined.
Mm.
You figure a way to get the self out of that. You take that business, I take this one.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Uh-huh.
sure they can. I'm just saying it's the same as a divorce.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Will be
Mhm.
And I will say that if
Easier.
something just so happens to accidentally set on fire at Tom's place because he lit somebody lady there out. Nothing to blame, Mariana. We got your back, girl. Okay, we seen like exhale. Exhale, girl.
You about to have a
Exhale.
burning bed episode?
All his
Not
stuff
burning
is
bed,
on the
would you?
front lawn,
Waiting to
playing-
exhale?
It happened.
Thank you, right?
Light the whole dang house with them in it.
Right.
It's a beautiful house. I think Arna loves that house. They just
Oh, wow.
You know, maybe he needs a second circumcision. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the issue.
How you know he got a first one?
There you go. It might need to be checked. Ariana, go ahead and do that.
Okay, we went off topic.
And it wasn't me.
let's move on down the Bravo streets. Over
Next door. Let's go next door.
to SWV and Xscape, who had their finale episode on Sunday. Did everybody watch?
I did.
No,
I'm
I was
still
under the
under that
pebble
rock.
still. I told you I wasn't watching. I watched one episode and that was last week, and that was because I was helping with the stuff. I had to figure out what the heck was going on.
Okay, well, I thought it was a good one. It satisfied me.
Yeah.
We started where we ended last week with the ladies confronting Latasha that
Get
her,
some answers.
trying to get
Mhm.
answers
She had
from
them
her,
receipts.
that her husband had been working with a promoter and getting a kickback behind the ladies' backs. He was convincing them to do. He was getting Latasha, his wife, the one of the singers, to convince the other ladies to do shows for this promoter, and then the promoter would give him money on the side for doing so. So Latasha, of course, in her normal fashion, denied. She got her weirdo husband on the phone, and he basically said he didn't have any money. He didn't know what they were talking about. However, when he got in his interview, I thought it was interesting that he explained to us that he doesn't have to do a kickback. He makes deals. And when you make a deal, you get compensated. So if anybody gave me money, they gave me what they owed me. And I was like, did he just confess?
To a
Right.
kickback? Hello.
Well, he's not considering a kickback. It's part of the deal, like a finder's fee.
Translation, kickback.
Yeah.
It's a kickback because he didn't tell them. Most
Exactly.
people know your manager. I mean, if you're doing something, you're making something from it, but you know.
I looked upon that as a confession, and I just don't know how these ladies will ever work with Latasha again,
Yeah.
because the trust is just not there. She and Rocky,
And she's not even ready. She's not ready.
Exactly.
She's not ready to face, to face her truth,
which is what?
that her man is a liar.
Well, is it just her man?
To her, she knows fully well what's
She's a
going on.
liar.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's just Rocky at this point. I
Yeah.
felt
Oh, no, it's her
Listen.
too.
She's aiding and abetting.
But
She's a part of it.
she is still, and I think I mentioned it a
Mm-hmm.
couple of weeks ago. This is to me another form of abuse. You know what I mean?
You got
The
good
you don't
manipulation.
He got
yeah.
some good D, y'all. Got some good D.
he better.
Maybe it's dipped in gold.
You use gold
Wow.
dips.
And sprinkled with powdered sugar.
That does not even sound good to me.
And I bet you that powdered sugar is something else in it. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Booger
But
sugar.
anyway, like I said, I think she is just still being manipulated, and she is not ready to face that truth.
Right.
I think what I'm saying is I no longer feel it's a question of manipulation. I think these two are cut from the same cloth. I think they think the same way. And I think it's as much Latasha as it is Rocky.
That's true, because she probably thinks she deserves more money from versus them, because she probably thinks she's a better singer. She probably thinks she's a lead star of the group and that she deserves a higher cut. I feel like the only part that's being manipulated to her is this whole, open relationship, not open type of crap of her cheating and baby stuff. But when it comes to this business stuff and all that, she thinks, she's better than everybody else.
Mhm.
Okay, so after that scene, the ladies prepare for their big show together in LA. They fly out to LA. All the other ladies stay in hotels, whereas Latasha rents an Airbnb with her husband and her private chef, who was cooking a meal that didn't look at all appetizing, with some potatoes and a taco. I was like, okay. The ladies then make it to rehearsal where tensions are flying. It seems like they're not going to be able to pull it together. Latasha shows up with a 10-person entourage.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking, why? And I was also thinking, girl, is this a good use of your funds? Because
Right.
It's not her funds, it's her sister's funds.
It's the group's fun.
It's the group's funds.
like, it just doesn't seem to me. I don't know where Latasha and Rocky have the money, because her sister's always making it seem like she's 1 foot out of her mother's house.
Right.
Where do you have the money to pay all these people? I mean, just for this show. I feel like Rocky's trying to make Latasha look like she's this big diva,
Yeah.
big star.
I was laughing just a little piece. I forget what she gets to the venue, where they're gonna do whatever, and she's talking about I don't know what, and her stylist is like still in the background combing her hair. Did you guys see? I was just
Yes.
like, what the hell?
I mean, of all these ladies, if anybody would walk around with an entourage, if anybody's living that type of life, it would be Candy.
Candy.
And Candy
Yeah.
walked up in there with Don Juan. That's
She's trying to keep her checks inside her.
I was like, she's
trying
gonna
to
keep her
coins
check,
in
her coins. She got her
She's
coins
trying
in
to
her
keep her coins
pocket.
in her pocket.
That's how she's successful. She know what to spend her money on.
He's like,
girl,
it's
it's
not
a
worth it.
rehearsal. All you need is some sweats, your tennis shoes, and maybe one assistant to take some notes.
Have my sister, girl, could you do my hair for me? Hook me up.
So what did you guys think of the rehearsal? I felt like SWV was kind of getting bullied by Xscape.
Yeah, and you could
Yeah.
tell they were really frustrated.
Yes.
I think too, because again, and you guys could correct me if I'm incorrect, but I believe with SWV, they have been doing concerts. So they're ready. You know what I'm
They've
saying?
been
They
moving
know.
through. Yeah.
Hmm. And whereas Xscape, it's maybe been a minute, and even still, I'm sure, yeah, this is what you've been doing for a hot minute or whatever. But I'm saying you were doing SWV was doing this yesterday in a sense, in terms of the concert. So they know point.
Xscape was
And
doing
so-
it a month ago, and
Right.
things have changed.
So I could see their frustration. I got it. We only have a certain amount of time, and this is just really quick. And to me, I was like, if y'all had stopped arguing all this other time about, are we wearing gold, rainbow, black, white, whatever, y'all could have been figuring out your whole concert spiel in the background. And then today is the day where y'all just doing your quickie songs and saying, okay, this is next. Let's just hear how it looks, how it sounds, I get it. I'm sorry.
Hear how it looks.
She caught it, she cleaned it up.
I
I
know.
did. I cleaned it up. I'll fix it in editing.
Xscape was giving the energy that they were better than SWV, and SWV was lucky to be on the stage with them. And I was just like, what do we make these? Is like, who decided this? Because I don't agree that Xscape is all that they. I feel like Xscape is not all that they think that they are. I'm sorry,
Right.
upsetting anybody's fans, but I don't know. You guys have your screens and your stripper clothes and choreography, but is that really why people are coming to see you? I'm not so sure. I would just want to go to hear the music.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
True. What do you think of Don Juan shouting out during the
That's what I
rehearsal?
was ready to bring up. If I had been SWV, I would have said, shut the F up, because you have no parts in this. You have something
Yeah.
to say to Candy. That's your boss.
Yes, that's who you work for.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was surprised if you just let
Don
that
Juan
go.
give his opinion.
But didn't they tell him to be quiet, or one of them?
Was it Taj or Coco?
No.
Could have been-
Yeah, I did think they did tell him to be quiet or something.
But they didn't say it to him, I don't think. I got the impression they said that amongst themselves.
No. She
No, she did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
put him in his place. Not that you can't really put Don Juan in his place, but she tried. She did her best. So then we get to the show. It looked like it was a success. What did you guys think of the actual show?
I think you know, of course, we're only seeing, you know, a smash of how the show was. I
What
think the
song
show,
did it end on? Sorry, I was just asking.
Escape with the
well,
their song.
Xscape did what's that song they do? Understanding.
Understanding.
After week, but I felt like the Bravo producers made it clear that the audience was much more engaged during week. Did you guys
Yeah.
get that?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, the way they were cutting up the show, editing the show, they kind of, to me, made it feel like the audience was more into SWV. I don't know. Maybe, you know, I kind of felt that that's what they did. I the way it looked to me too, and it could be in an edit, in the way they did editing, it was very much, okay, here's Escape. Okay, here's SWV. Okay, and so much so that when Escape is coming on, you even see like I'm sorry, when SWV is coming on, if I said that, you see Escape trying to rush off of the stage. Meanwhile, SWV is already getting ready to start their song. Like it was a little, I don't know.
Right.
Have a flow. It was a little
Yes,
Yeah.
it was not seamless.
it looked thrown together.
And it probably, and it was. We the 2-week rehearsal for it showed.
So one of the issues that kept coming up was Escape felt that SWV didn't match them in the style department. And I think they were trying to help the ladies out by bringing their costume designer on. You guys remember that part?
Yes, that
So
was
it looks
last
like
year.
one of the things that came out of this is SWV now has a stylist. His name is Jay Boylan, and he has really glowed the ladies up. And I just
So it
wanted to-
wasn't Coco's son Jalen? I thought he helped him with some outfits.
no, it's a real stylist.
Oh, okay.
Just like, no, it's a real stylist.
Yeah, it's
They look
gorgeous.
nice.
Nice.
Mhm. And the background that they put them in front of, as it matches, it looks really nice.
And I was like, yes, this is how these ladies should look. They don't need to look like they're, you know, retired
Right.
strippers. Like that's not their vibe.
Yeah.
I feel like this look suits them. It flatters them. I
Mhm.
love the hair. I love that they all have their own color, but it's cohesive. And then this is them going on the Jennifer Hudson show.
Mhm.
Ooh, nice.
They look nice.
Gorgeous, right?
Yeah,
do.
they look nice.
Fondue.
Oh, I love that ring. Oh my goodness.
I was just about,
Coco.
I knew, but both of their rings.
Yes.
Which one?
All
The
their
circle
rings.
rings or which ring?
Coco's
the circle
ring,
and the
then
black.
you see Lily's ring on her waist.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew you was good. Yeah. Now Taj's ring, it's not. Yeah, it's all right, but
But no, they look beautiful. They look.
they look
beautiful.
very
I love
nice.
that the nails match.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
they look very nice. They look very nice.
Very individual but cohesive and classy.
Yes.
They're still giving sexy. They're
Mhm.
giving glam.
Mhm.
This look.
Mm.
Nice. Nice.
Very nice.
It looks like the ladies did take that note that they needed to step up their look, but I think they did it their way, and I love it.
Mhm.
And in their
Mhm.
time too.
Mhm.
Yes. So what did we give the series? It was a 6-episode series. I know some of us wanted to watch it, some of us didn't.
Mhm.
We hung in there, we made it through. What do we think?
Well,
Um,
I did not want to watch it. But I was,
Clearly.
taking it for the
You
team.
became invested.
Yeah, I came invested, and I was pleasantly surprised. I was interested. I don't know necessarily if I'd have to watch another season of this, but it was cool. There was stuff for me to be interested in. Yeah, so I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, it's a shame also. I don't know if you noticed or heard about. So, Taj did a live after the final was aired. Did you hear about all that sort of stuff? She talking about how the editing and all that sort of stuff, and how she's upset about how Xscape and pretty much Candy and all, because pretty much every episode Candy would have her YouTube show kind of like dissing them almost, or maybe explain their side sometimes, but it seemed, basically putting them against each other. And she's like, I will never do another reality show again. I don't want to do another tour with them again either, and all that sort of stuff, just because she was like, Mona Scott don't call me no more, basically. And she was like, she thought that they were friends with Xscape, but after all this, she's like, if you could turn on us this real quick, then I guess we ain't as much friends as I thought we were and stuff like that. So Yes, that's some
Too
active.
bad. I mean, I say, Taj, baby, get out of your feelings. Take a page from Kris Jenner's book and be an executive producer on your next reality show. That way you get a final say on those edits and what gets presented. But you don't need to throw out the baby with the bathwater. And
Right.
Reality is not everybody's cup of tea. I'm
Yeah.
just telling
The truth.
Yeah. you.
It's true, but you know, it seems to be the wave of the future.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Take
we going,
everything
we gonna create a
as
reality
well.
show, y'all? When we going? What we gonna be?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Date with
And
the
I better not
divas,
sleep with
right?
none of my mans neither. Okay. No, I'm just kidding.
She said, "Man, her men."
She said plural, your man.
Plural.
Okay, ladies. Well, that's it for me with the topics. Viewers, jump down in the comments and let us know if you watched SWV Xscape. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you want to see a season 2?
There won't be a season 2.
If you enjoyed the video, please support us and hit that like button. And if you want to hear more from us, hit that subscribe button. We do hot topics every single week. And so we are signing off tonight. Everybody have a good one.
Good night.